feels torquey. Let's see how she goes. Put a massive smile on my face, and it's very rare that I smile. That's my wife. Very rare. Right, before we get into today's video, let me ask you, have you got your tickets for the latest Car UK raffle? For this stunning Abarth 595C, this 1.4 turbocharged 165 brake TURISMO model is an absolute pocket rocket. 0 to 60 in just over 7 seconds, and being a high-spec TURISMO model, it's kitted out to the max. Absolutely stunning example that I've also had minted up for you, including all new powder coated wheels, all paint correction done. It's a really nice example with only 60,000 miles on that goes like the wind. Now, if you want your chance of winning this little hot hatch, then you need to get yourself in the raffle. And to do that, well, it's going to cost you £1. That's right, just £1 for a ticket, and you can get your tickets via our good friends at Raffle by either scanning the QR code on screen now or getting yourself either in the link description or the comment section below. It'll take you over to Raffle where you can buy those tickets. And the bundle offers are back live again. So you spend £5, £10, £15 or £20 on tickets, you'll get additional free tickets. In fact, you can get up to 100 free additional tickets, giving you even more chance to win that lovely Abarth. Now, the draw is going to take place on Monday, the 5th of January at 9:30 p.m. So make sure you get hold of your tickets. And always remember as well, we also help out charity on the back of it. Our two charities we're supporting this time round is Hopes and Beams, a children's charity based here in Crewe in Cheshire, and Free IT Stafford, who refurbish IT equipment, computers and laptops, etc., and basically give them back to the community, to charities, clubs and organisations like that. It's a not-profit organisation. Both do some amazing work, and we love supporting them, so make sure you get involved, not only to support charity but also a chance of winning that stunning Abarth. So get yourself in the link description or scan that code now and get hold of them tickets today. Evening all, welcome back to the Car UK channel, and to hopefully today the first drive of the little MG Metro. Now, I bought this MG Metro, those of you who have not been following until recently, about 6-7 weeks ago. Bought it off eBay, and I thought I actually nicked the car. Got it quite cheap, just over £4,000. Now that might surprise some people, but believe me, for someone who dabbles in these things, has been chasing them for a while, particularly trying to find a nice example, they do a lot more than that. However, my excitement turned to, well, dismay really when this vehicle actually arrived, because it turned out that the seller was telling a few porkies, and it had a lot wrong with it. A lot wrong with it. And if you've seen over the last few videos, if you haven't, you can check them out in the end screen. We've been on a project basically to try and get this running again, because the engine was basically shot. It was knocking its brains out, or the timing was out, and the Woodruff key had fallen apart. How the car even got here, I don't know. The exhaust system was all shot to pieces. The diff was knackered in the gearbox. It was a mess, an absolute mess. But luckily, thanks to a bit of perseverance and hard work, and the hands of Paul from Classic Mini Garage, another YouTube channel, who's been helping us along with this build, we've actually got this car back into good health again. Now, in the last episode, we actually got the engine back in, and we went through all the modifications of what we've done to it, because we haven't just basically got this engine fixed again, which is a standard 1300 MG engine. Don't let the body kit fool you. It looks like a turbo version, but it's still got the original 1300 in. However, we have made improvements to that engine. The engine was already been bored out to 1310, that was an improvement, but the major ones come with putting a new carburettor on that actually worked, opened up with a decent exhaust system, a nice Maniflow system all the way through, a little bit of work on the cylinder head, and crucially a nice hot cam to go in there to give it a bit of oomph. Now, it sounds well from our last video. We started up on the button, it does sound really good, but we couldn't drive it because clutch cable. The clutch cable went, it broke on us, so we couldn't drive it. It was a real shame to the end of the video. However, I now have not but one, but two clutch cables, thanks to a chap called Tony, who got in touch with us and sent them down to us. They're only local. I made a donation on the back of that as well, because that's what he wanted us to do, rather than me giving cash for it, which I thought was really decent of him. Anyway, that's been done, and we fit the clutch cable, and we've now got the car out the garage by its own steam, and we can go for a drive in it. Now, that doesn't mean that it's all done, dusted, and you know, where I want it to be. There's still little bits I want to do, but it's winter now. In fact, it's 2 days till Christmas. I just want to drive it. I wanted to see how that engine feels on the road, and then we can come back to it in the new year, because there's still stuff we want to do. I need to mess around with the gear linkages. There's something not quite right there. They're a bit like steering pudding, but it will go in gear and we can drive it. So that's what we're going to do today, and I've been looking forward to this for the best part of nearly 2 months, and I'm hoping this engine is going to pull and drive as well as it sounds. I really do. let's get in this car, get it rigged up, get ourselves further out of town so we can actually drive it, give it a bit of a welly, and see how she dances. Let's get herself rigged up. Right, finally, a bit of open stretch of road. I've been doing 15 mile an hour trying to get out towards the centre of town. It feels torquey. Let's see how she goes. What a nice shift this. Wow. No misfires. Pulling like a train. Into fourth. That's on the verge of speed in there. That surprised me. That cam, oh, it's transformed it. Honestly, it's transformed it. I mean, don't get me wrong, it was a basket case when it arrived, but we did drive it and it pulled reasonably well. But that was probably only packing like probably, trying to find a gear, there we go, low 60 horsepower or high 60 maybe at best. This is a considerable improvement. And I mean, all these A series engines are torquey, known to be torquey, but this is really pulling hard. Oh, listen to it. It's sublime. Honestly, what a job is done on the engine. That is pulling superb. Temperature gauge is sitting at quarter as well. I was worried because you're going to get a bit hot, but that seems to be doing all good. Hang on, looking for fifth then. No fifth gear in this. I'm really impressed with that, honestly. It drives far better than I thought it was going to do. I thought we might have a few little teething problems, you know, maybe a little miss here and there, might be setting up a bit more. And it probably wants going on a rolling road, to be fair, and setting up a bit better. But to be honest, I don't think he's far off. You know, and we've only done this sort of by that. We haven't had all the machines on it and stuff. I'm quite surprised how good this drives, really, from sort of throwing the engine in and just going, that'll do. He's got it spot on, Paul has, he's got it spot on. Listen to it! Wow, honestly, wow. That engine pulls amazing. Absolutely amazing. I'm so surprised by that. And that's not an insult, by the way. You might be thinking, well, you know, you should have faith and blah blah. I did have faith, no issues at all with Paul and his work on the build of the engine, no issues at all. I just didn't expect it to drive that well, because bear in mind, we've not had this on a machine or diagged or anything like that on a rolling road, and not even had a timing gun setting it up. He's just done it by sort of knowledge and sound and just working on it for so many years. I'd say he's got this 90-95% there. You're never going to get it 100%, not without a little bit of aids of diagnostics, and eventually we'll get that done in the new year, because we've got other work to be done to this, as I'll explain in a minute. But it's not far off, you know. It doesn't miss or anything like that. You expect a little bit of sort of hesitation. There's nothing. There's literally nothing. Literally nothing. I'm so amazed how well that engine pulls. And that camshaft, wow, it's just effortless. It's effortless. It doesn't want to give up. I mean, I was nearly redlining it, but you know what? I wasn't dropping off the power. I was a bit too scared just to go a bit more and just change the gear. It's just so much power. It's just night and day compared to what we had. Night and day. Now, I've not driven lots of the early MGs and Austin versions with these A+ engines in. I've sort of cut my teeth and have bought hundreds of the later versions. So Rover Metros, Rover 100s, they started from 1990 to 97, whereas the early ones like these MGs, these were like 80, 81 up to 90. Major difference in the engines, because the A series are more of a, you know, torquey engine. The K series more revvy engine. The K series is a lot more modern engine. Now, I've driven 1.4s of those. There's two versions, an 8 valve and a 16 valve. They vary between sort of 75 brake up to 100 brake. Most of them were sort of 90, 95, the GTIs and GT8s. I've driven loads of those. And to compare this to that, do you know what? It's somewhere in the middle at the moment. So it's probably more power than the standard 114 Rover 100 used to get. So they're like 75 brake, which was quite a nippy car, by the way. It's more than that. And it's not far off a GTI, like a 90 brake spec early version. It really isn't. I don't think it's far off. And Paul reckoned it's probably, with all the mods we've done to it, it's somewhere in the region of around 80, low 80s, maybe 85 at a push.
I think he's spot on. I mean, we'll have to get it diagged after Christmas. We've done a few more mods to it and see what, on the rolling road, sorry, and see what it's actually pulling, because that will be really interesting. But it doesn't half feel really punchy, this. Like it'll keep up with anything. Honestly, it'll keep up with most stuff on the road. It really wants to go. Really intrigued to see how that goes on in the new year when we get the other mods on. The new cylinder head we got coming as well. That's going to open it up, get more horsepower out of it as well. Bigger valve conversion. That's going to be a massive, massive jump. So it'll be interesting when we get that done in the new year and see what it actually does. Plus we can finish off a few little bits. There are things wrong with it still, don't get me wrong, there's still stuff we need to do. The brakes, they want attention, they're all squeaking, all sorts, got to buy new brakes for it. The gears, I'll show you the gears. It is drivable, but as you can see here, it's like steering porridge. It's not the best. We've got an issue with not the linkages rods. It's where it goes into the box itself. There's a little like I can't remember. It's like a pin that goes in there. And it's all worn away. Fortunately, we didn't have one. So if we put it back in, it was really stiff. So we took it out for now, just so we've got some gears. But I mean, it's doable. It's, you know, I've managed to drive it there. But in the meantime, like I said, it's only going to be. Sorry, move this camera back. It's only going to get parked. Bloody thing. What's wrong with this camera? There we go. It's only going to get parked up in the corner now, unfortunately. Not because I don't want to use it. I'd just love to go home in it now, but it's cold and it's rain and salt starting to get laid on the ground and stuff like that. So I don't want to be driving it really in the depths of winter. It's not good for it. So we're going to put it away. We'll bring it back in the spring. We'll do the other mods on it, get the cylinder head on, go get it on a rolling road, get all that done, set up, and then we'll come back to it when it's A1 again. And I can enjoy it in the summer, because this is, for me, this isn't a raffle car or anything like that. Maybe one day it might end up as one, maybe one day, but it'd only be when I'm sort of, you know, move on to something else, and I've just nowhere near that process yet. I've always generally wanted one of these. Don't get me wrong, I did lose a bit of faith at one point. I really did, when we got sort of the other week when we got the all back together and we didn't have a clutch. I'm like, oh no, you just think, is it one thing after another? But no, I'm glad now. It's put a massive smile on my face, and it's very rare that I smile. That's my wife, very rare. So there we are, chaps and chapesses. We got there in the end. It took 4 parts, and I'll make sure that if I do any more future project videos, I won't string it out that long. It wasn't intentional. But yeah, we got there in the end. Final drive. We got the car on the road. We got the engine sorted. Still bits to do, but she's up and running again. She's up and running again. And that's the main thing. Another classic car, back on the road again where it should be, being used and enjoyed. That's what it's about. That is what it's about. Right, I'm going to leave it there. Of course, I want to know all your thoughts and opinions on everything you've seen in today's video on this MG. Let me know in the comment section below. I'd like to thank everybody for watching this one and all the previous episodes on the little MG Metro. I've got a new project starting in a few days' time. In fact, I can see one of them just here, which we're going to be working on. And I've got a few more actually in the pipeline. I've got another Mini, we've got another Metro, we've got an XR3i, we've got, well, this here, which you're going to see in a few days. There's plenty to be getting on with. So make sure you check those out. And before we go, don't forget as well, finally, to get involved in the latest Car UK raffle to win the Abarth 595C, which is got about 2 weeks left to go on it now. 5th of Jan, the draw will take place at around, I think it's 9:30 at night, over at Raffle. £1 to get involved, to get tickets, and the bundle offers are back live now. That MG is quick, but that Abarth, that's another level. That is rapid. So anyone wants a really nice example of Abarth, get yourself in the draw. Plus, by getting involved, you help out charity on the back of it, supporting 2 charities in this draw. This time, Hopes and Beams and Free IT Stafford. So if you can get involved, greatly appreciated. Right, thank you all. Please like and subscribe. Hope you have a great Christmas, and I'll see you all in the next one.